Hi, I'm Bree Stock, Master of Wine, and today I am sitting at 67 Pall Mall in London. This is an exclusive wine members club here in London, where if you're a wine lover, you will want to become a member of this beautiful club that has a very deep and extensive cellar and wine library and a very deep wine list. The benefit of being a member in a club like this as well is that you have access to the 23 sommeliers that are on site at this restaurant. And that means that when you come in for lunch or dinner, you can sit down, choose your meal, and they will simply bring you whatever glass of wine suits your meal selection best from their extensive cellar. And then they'll also tell you a little bit about that wine. Now, most of the wines that they select for their list here are really typical examples of great wines from around the world. So right here, I have a beautiful 2006 champagne from the Monte de Remy, and this is a Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay, classical blend of Chardonnay, but this is a 2006 vintage champagne. Many champagnes are blends, and this is an exclusive vintage that, being in 2024, now has quite a substantial amount of age on the wine, and we're starting to get really developed flavor complex profiles coming out of this wine. So lots of baked apple and savory characters coming out of this wine. So part of the benefit of being in a club like this is that they have these beautiful bottles that have been laid away specifically so that they can pair them to the best things on their menu in the season. The other thing about being in a members club as well is that, or a wine focused club such as 67 Pall Mall, is that they have a very particular focus on really representing the best of the best wines around the world. So the wines that are going to be selected for this wine list are going to be the wines that have the truest expression of the grape variety and the place. So wines of typicity, complexity, and great vintages. And that's really what makes up a gold medal wine. And so many of these wines that you will find on the list in London will be from around the world, but they'll be gold medal wines selected by masters of wine and master sommeliers in international judging competitions, and will have been chosen for their typicity, complexity, their expressiveness of the grape variety and the vintage and the site and place. And that is really what gold medal wines are about. And it gives you the truest sense and truest connection to that wine and grape variety in the place. Another thing that I love about the wines being poured and served in this venue is that they are all in very special glassware. As you can see, we have a sparkling wine. This is a sparkling wine glass. So a very rich aged champagne or aged sparkling wine should not be in a flute or a coupe, a very open glass, but should be served more in what we would call either a Riesling glass or a Chablis glass. And this actually allows the wine to become more like a table wine in terms of how it expresses its aromatic profile and where the wine hits you on the palate when you consume it. So glassware is very important in getting the best out of your wines. What I have in this glass, which you can see is quite large, it's a gorgeous glass, and some would think that maybe a red wine might go into this glass, but this is actually ideal for a full-bodied white wine. And this is a Condrieu from France. So this means that this is Condrieu in the Rhone Valley. That is actually a Viognier. So if you know the grape variety Viognier, which is really common in California and parts of Washington State, that is a fuller bodied white wine style. And what you need for a full bodied white wine is a glass that is going to be able to express all of that bouquet and pour it into your mouth in exactly the right place. So a very wide mouth situates the wine into the back of my mouth and allows me to really fill my mouth with that wine and gives all of that complexity and aromatics to the truest sense of the wine in the glass. And the glassware is very important for that. And the same with the red wine. This is a Syrah, also from the Rhone Valley of France. And this is a cool climate Syrah, so a lot more pepper and aromatics and a little more delicate. So this is why the shape of the glass here is a little more funneled and a little more focused at the top here. So quite more intentional about getting those delicate pepper and violet florals into that top space. So when you put your nose in the glass, you get to enjoy all of those peppery floral aromatics as well as the fruit in the wine. So I just love a venue that pays so much attention to the wine that's been made from very intentional hands, whether the farming into the winemaking practices, all very intentional practices from high quality producers. And it's just lovely to be in a venue that really continues that thread of intentionality and purpose for these wines to make sure that they're being served to you and expressed to you in the best possible way that they can be and as they should be, and as the winemaker and grower would anticipate they be.